I really can't believe I haven't done this entry yet. It's just funny to me that I let it sit there on my list of things to talk about because I saw it when it had come out. I went to the theaters to sort of see this movie, and it's really shocking that I have not talked about it yet. And I think now's a better time than ever, simply because. Okay, so where's the thought process that this came from? That I just had this movie on my list, and now I'm finally deciding to talk about it. So it's April Fool's Day, right? And out of nowhere, of course, all of the necessary April Fool's jokes kind of start popping up. And it's all of the nonsense you're sort of expecting, video game announcements that aren't true, commercials for things that aren't, like the Twitter things that aren't, all these jokes are popping up all over the place. And it's all great and it's all fun and handy. And one of the things that popped up was this this trailer for Morbius 2, and it's called Morbid Time. It's called Morbid Time because all of the friggin' memes and all the shit that Jared Leto in this movie caught, and oh my god, I can't even describe how fucking funny this trailer is and how, like, unfortunate it is that this movie is a joke, because simply it isn't the best movie in the world. It is not. It's just another attempt that the DC is making at trying to create unique stories, because Marvel was kicking ass at everything. But what are we going to do? Oh, let's make every hero the anti-hero, and let's make people sort of like them in a way. Like, granted, it's not the worst character to use, but really, like, Morbius? Really? Of all characters to kind of use for this. Morbius? Like, really? Morbius? Like, I remember the betrayal of him back in the 90s cartoon, the Spider-Man animated series cartoon, and they couldn't use blood, so he couldn't be a vampire. He sucked plasma out of people's, like, bodies with, like, suction cups that were on his hand, and that's sort of how he was a vampire, because they didn't want to show him biting and they didn't want to show blood because it's a kid's show, and that's kind of, like, in the 90s, that's sort of how you got away with it. And that's the guy you thought, yeah, let's make a fucking movie about it. Like, and Jared Leto, oh my god, this was supposed to be, if there's one thing that's so upsetting, it's the idea that Jared Leto has such a good track record when it comes to movies. Like, he's very much hit and miss with a lot, but a lot of those hits are fucking ballpark home runs. Like, when I tell you that the things that are on Jared Leto's repertoire, like, let's just say the thing that first put him on the map for me, probably for a lot of people, Requiem for a Dream. Requiem for a Dream is phenomenal. It's such a great film. And then that guy went on to do so many back and forth things with all of these movies. You're talking, he did Lord of War with Nicolas Cage. Great film. He did Dallas Buyers Club. Great film. He did Suicide Squad. A lot of people don't like that. He did Blade Runner. He's very much a side character, and the Blade Runner 2049 film is also tremendous for that story. Then he does things like, I think Alexander wasn't that big of a hit. He was in the Panic Room. He's a very minor character in American Psycho. I think he's a character in also Fight Club, if I'm not mistaken. Like, his stuff is very much all over the place, and it's just really upsetting that he doesn't get a lot of credit for those things, because he's just now known as the bad Joker, as well as, now fucking Morbius. Like, when he was in House of Gucci, it was fantastic. It didn't even look like him, but it was fantastic. And I still think that there is potential for that Joker, his portrayal, kind of working out. It is different, and I know a lot of people may not appreciate his different, but, I tried to have an open mind about it, and truthfully, when it comes to, like, a lot of these actors who do the double universe thing, you talk about, like, somebody like Chris Evans, who really wasn't a double universe thing, it was more of a double ownership thing. He did Fantastic Four when Fox owned Fantastic Four, and then he went over and did Captain America for Disney MCU, and that was his kind of redemption. And this, unfortunately, isn't a redemption for Jared Leto, but it does make you kind of look at the Joker a little bit better and go, okay, maybe Joker wasn't that bad. And again, I'm not saying that Morbius is a bad movie. It's actually a good vampire movie. It's not a bad vampire movie if you look at it with that simple, like, little thing taken out. Take out the idea that it's Morbius and it's meant to be connected to Spider-Man in some way. Just make it that it's a vampire movie. It's a good vampire movie. It's good for its portrayal of, like, vampires and what he sort of went through and his story and what that story was kind of meant to mean. So when you look at it like that, it's not that bad. But as a movie that was meant to be in some way, shape, or form connected to Spider-Man, or at least in the multiverse of Spider-Man, and then it ended with that really bad Michael Keaton cameo that still made it so confusing and it really didn't make it make any sense. Like, make it make sense, and you're just not gonna. And it's really annoying that these attempts are made and they're just not successful and they're not hitting the right notes that they're expecting it to hit. You want them to be, and I want them to because it's Jared Leto, and I think Jared Leto deserves all of the credit for all of his movies because I think he's a tremendous actor. And that's just me. Maybe some people agree with that, maybe some people don't. And Morbius doesn't really help that at all. But the whole April Fool's Day Morbin time thing, the fact that they had a whole trailer and how bad that trailer looked. Oh my God. Hold on. I wonder if I can pull it up and just watch it now while I'm recording. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it if I did that, but let me just try. Okay, let me try. Oh, this fucking trailer. All right, no, I don't think you can hear it. I don't think you'll be able to hear it, but if I watched it right now, but wow. The whole Morbin time thing, and it's all animation, and he just looks so bad. It just all looks so bad. Oh my goodness. It's upsetting that this has become such a meme and such a joke, but I appreciate Morbid Time. I appreciate it, and it what got me thinking about this movie, and I kind of wanted to just finally do the entry I had for it because it was sitting here, and Jesus. I hope Jared Leto's next one is better.